So I learned some pretty cool things about glutathione cofactors, and I thought I would share with you guys. So we've already talked about glutathione precursors, and the first time I heard about glutathione precursors was sometime last year, and people were like, hey, did you know that if you take these precursors, it'll actually work more effective than glutathione? And at first I was, just skeptical, like, okay, how? And the more I've looked into it, just within just taking glutathione, there is a lot of truth to that, especially if you are looking at some of these experiments where they're using just reduced glutathione. 100% taking the precursors, these people are like basically upping their internal, like their natural glutathione that their body makes, like it's going through the roof. And when you supplement like a reduced glutathione, unless you're taking it a special way, nebulizer or a rectal syringe, your body is not taking in as much and it's not storing it. And so when you start to see like your skin start to get glowy or your undertone starts to change, that's after the glutathione is basically, there's so much in your blood and your cells, like it's beginning to make like a store. Like, so at first, like you have, just enough glutathione and your body's using it because it's fighting free radicals, it's fighting toxins, your body's using it. And then there's a certain point you get to where you're making so much, it can't possibly use all that it's making. So it starts to store it away. And that's when you start seeing, your skin change. But they're also different if you're taking reduced glutathione, where you're taking it, it's getting broke down and it's not coming back. Like it's just gone. So 100% using a glutathione precursor, which when I say glutathione precursor, all I'm talking about is the 3 amino acids that make up glutathione, which are glutamate, glycine, and cysteine. That's it. Those 3 things is what makes glutathione. So you could take any of those, because those are also supplements. You could take any of those and internally it'll help your body make even more glutathione. And it's also good to take if you're also supplementing glutathione, because not only are you taking it, what you're supplementing, especially if you're doing like an acetyl glutathione or a liposomal glutathione or an IV glutathione, those obviously if you take them orally, your body actually holds on to it. It doesn't just break down. So taking those as well as one of the other precursors, you don't have to take like all 3. Basically, you'll have an overabundance of glutathione, which is what we need if you want to start seeing visible results. So another thing, and this is what I just learned, there's not only glutathione precursors, but there's glutathione cofactors. And basically these cofactors are required for glutathione to even function. And so when we talk about cofactors, definitely think about it as a precursor, because once you have these cofactors in your system, it's helping you to not only recycle the glutathione, because glutathione gets broken down once you digest it. Not only is it helping it to put it back together when that happens, but it's also helping you to maintain your levels of glutathione, so it's not being used. So I'll just go over some of the other benefits of taking these glutathione cofactors, and then we'll talk about what the cofactors actually are. So one of the big things glutathione cofactors do is that they direct any cysteine that's in your cells, and basically it stimulates the cysteine to start making glutathione. Cysteine will also be used for other things, but if you're taking one of these cofactors, it'll help basically use whatever extra cysteine is in your system and be like, hey, we're gonna start building glutathione. So that's one obviously bonus. Another thing is the cofactors and the precursors kind of work together to make the glutathione. So some of these cofactors you can get like from taking like a multivitamin. There are some that are even, I think, in my collagen that has like different amino acids in it. If you work out and you take like after workout stuff, sometimes they're in there too. So it's like, we always, like, you definitely want to have like a good amount of cofactors in your system, because they definitely will help the precursors do their job to boost even more glutathione. And when we talk about precursors and cofactors, we're talking about it as well as supplementing glutathione supplements. So I wouldn't just say, oh, just take precursors or just take cofactors. For us, we want to get our results as quickly as possible. So with the cofactors, you don't have to like mega dose them. You can still get great results just taking the recommended dose. with glutathione, obviously we mega dose, and that's because we're trying to get our results quick, and we want our body to have so much glutathione that you start seeing visible results. So please keep that in mind. I'm telling you about the cofactors and the precursors so they can be used in addition to the glutathione that you're already supplementing. Another thing is cofactors help maintain your glutathione levels, so the glutathione isn't used up for other tasks. So basically, like I was saying before, the overabundance of glutathione is what helps our skin to glow, helps you see that undertone change, and basically I think is the main point of taking glutathione, for us anyways, since we're using it for cosmetic reasons. Another thing is the cofactors kind of recycle each other, which is amazing. So when you are kind of running low on another one, the others can kind of be used and they kind of bind together to make more of that one that's running out, if that makes sense. So it just means you'll have a higher level of antioxidants in your body. As far as this relates to glutathione, mostly this is just for boosting your immune system, because glutathione is a master antioxidant, and so that is a plus for keeping your immune system healthy, especially in these times. So yeah, the cofactors recycling each other, it kind of helps you just for your overall health. So you're probably wondering, okay, what are the cofactors? And there are quite a few. There are quite a few. So with the precursors, we only have 3. It's the glutamate, the cysteine, and the glycine. So with the cofactors, it's vitamin C, which is why vitamin C is so important to take if you're on a glutathione journey, which you guys already know that. So vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamins B1, B2, B6, B12, and folate B9, as well as the minerals selenium, magnesium, zinc, and alpha lipoic acid. Obviously, you do not have to take all of those. Most of those that I just named, you can find in a multivitamin. You can take your women's gummy vitamin. Some of those are already in, like I was saying, my Codiage collagen already has some of those in it. Obviously, I'm also taking high amounts of liposomal vitamin C. So it's like some of these I feel like we're already getting, we just don't know it. I don't have a lot of, let me see if zinc was, because I think in another video I told you guys about the elderberry pills I was taking, which are awesome for your immune system. So this is the season to be taking that. The sambucus and elderberry is the same thing. Yeah, these have zinc and vitamin C, and I think I was saying that I feel like for my skin, it kind of helped me have not as many breakouts as I was having since my hormones weren't balanced. If you've noticed, I think my hormones are finally getting balanced because I got back on glutathione, and I think the milk thistle is also supposed to help. That's if you have hormonal acne. If you don't, then just disregard this. But anyways, I noticed that when I was taking my zinc sambucus pills, it would help my skin stay a little clear. No, it did not completely clear up my skin, but I definitely had more zits and things like that when I wasn't taking my elderberry pill, which had the zinc in it. So anyways, the zinc, which is also glutathione cofactor, that could also help for just your overall skin health, as well as, you know, obviously the immune support. But I would be careful with the B12. I think I told you guys I had a really bad reaction to B12. It made my skin purge, but in a different way. I think the glutathione purge, you guys saw it. It was just pimple after pimple after pimple, angry pimple, usually all around like my chin. When I got on the B12, it was like huge lesions, like huge. Like this is like about how long these lesions would be under my skin, and would fill up with pus and yeah, pimple stuff. And it would be like under my eye or in the middle of my forehead or on my cheek, weird places that I never break out, even with hormonal acne. So I put 2 and 2 together that it was the B12 I was taking, which I was taking it for energy. So I just want you guys to be careful. If you notice anything weird once you start B12, it could be that your body is just reacting to it. I got off it immediately. I wasn't even gonna like wait it out. I think, you know, the MSM breakout sucked, the glutathione purge sucked, but this was completely different. I still actually have kind of like a scar, and this happened like 3 months ago, under my eye. That's how big this lesion was. So I'm just saying, and if you Google it, there's a lot of other people who have issues with B12 in their skin as well. So it might be one of those things where you can take it, or maybe you can't. But I will say I was taking quite a bit. I was taking a large amount of B12, so maybe that's why. But aside from that, I think vitamin C, the zinc, one time I tried selenium. Your skin might try to purge on the selenium. I tried selenium like 3-4 years ago, so I would have to get back on it again to see. The alpha lipoic acid, I have no experience with that. But I think the other vitamins like the B1, B2, B6, the folate, the B9, I think most of those are just kind of in some of our daily vitamin anyways. So if you're not taking one, definitely get on one. I kind of want to get into taking vitamin E just because obviously there's supposed to be like a huge change in your skin if you take it, but like I don't feel like enough people have like experimented with it. Usually like they always take the vitamin E and like they open up the capsules. Like I don't think I know anyone or heard of anyone who takes like vitamin E daily. So maybe that's something I'll experiment with. But I just wanted to share this with you. Now you know what glutathione cofactors are. If you're on the email list, I think I already sent out an email naming all of these cofactors, so you guys already have them: the vitamin C, vitamin E, vitamin B1, 2, 6, 12, folate, B9, and then the selenium, magnesium, zinc, and alpha lipoic acid. So keep that in mind. Cofactors are just as important as precursors. And of course, we get some of these just from eating. So you could also supplement it, or you could just eat clean and you would get all of this anyways.